Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. My name is Kartik. I'm one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and I'm super excited to welcome all of you to FVM Space War. All of you are watching this on ETHGlobal.tv. This is what we'll be using today for all of the live streams and talking about all the teams and the projects we're going to see, as well as answering any questions that may come up from what we will show off today. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, this event is brought to you by ETHGlobal. And ETHGlobal is an organization with a very simple mission. Our goal is to onboard thousands of developers into the Web3 ecosystem. And we do this by running hackathons and summits. Space War Hackathon is our first event of the year, and we did both of these things for this event over the last couple of weeks. We kicked off the whole hackathon on Friday, the 20th of January, where we talked about what's happening in the entire world of Filecoin Virtual Machine and getting ready for the mainnet launch. But the next hour and a half is about the hackathon. This is officially the world's biggest FVM hackathon out there, and our goal is to talk to all of you about what came out of this event over the past 3 weeks and all the amazing things that were built. We saw over 1,000 people participate from 82 different countries, spanning 23 different time zones. This is already such a massive, widespread participation from our global community, and we're going to discuss all the things that everybody built and cared about. We put everybody on a map to see where they're from, and it still continues to blow us away that we have representation from so many different countries, continents, and cultures. On top of that, we also had 6 amazing ecosystem partners and 32 ecosystem mentors who were there to help you really understand what you can do on the Filecoin Virtual Machine and all the creative things you can build when you now have programmable data. And to top it all off, we are giving over $125,000 in prizes, and we're going to talk about all the prizes that all of you have won very soon. I want to give a quick shout out to all of our amazing partners, so especially first and foremost Filecoin, and also Huddle 01, LivePeer, Lighthouse, Push Protocol, and Spheron. They're all giving an amazing amount of prizes and showcasing who built the coolest things using their technologies and SDKs. So we'll learn all about all those winners very soon, but let's get started with the demos. So submissions were due 4 days ago from 2.5 weeks worth of hacking time. And we were absolutely blown away to see that 1,042 of you collectively worked on 275 projects. That is already amazing to see. This represents such a big part of what's happening now in the FVM ecosystem. And from going through all of these submissions over the last few days through kind of an intense judging process and a live feedback session and Q&A, we got down to 12 finalists. These 12 teams are going to come on here today and demo what they built for all of us to see. And our goal is to highlight some of the really cool things that were built and are possible now on FVM. So in no particular order, I'd like to announce and congratulate our 12 amazing finalists. So please give a big round of applause and a shout out to Saybill, FileSaver, Collective DAO, Ninja Dash, ETHGlobal, Honest Phil, DataBlocks, Eclipse, PhilSwap, FVM Explorer, FNS Lookup, and Cosmic Chicken. These are our 12 incredible teams that are going to come on here one by one and demo everything that they built. And our goal is to showcase to all of you the cool things you can do with these new primitives that are now possible by deploying on FVM. So before we go into our very first demo, I want to take a quick second to highlight all the other incredible projects that were built during this event. The 263 teams listed here were amazing, amazing projects that we're just absolutely excited about. We talked to all of our judges and our partners to get some feedback on what they saw and what they were excited about. And the excitement was unanimous from every single one of them. And I want to congratulate all of these teams for taking the time to build so many really cool things and building things that you were excited about and really pushing what's possible in the world of Web3. Just because you are not one of these 12 teams does not mean you were not good enough or there was something that was not great. Our goal with the finalists is to highlight some of the things that we were super excited about. And the goal here is that we want to help you and provide you any resources we can to continue encouraging you to build and make sure that you get to continue building these projects after this event ends today. So please give yourself a massive round of applause for pushing to the end and building something that you can be proud of. And not only that, but also showcasing that and demoing it to all the amazing people that are part of these events from our ecosystem and now broadly the Web3 space. So congratulations to all 275 teams, but let's go back to our finalists. So if you are interested in seeing what came out of this event, you can now head over to ethglobal.com/showcase. You'll be able to see all of these projects here now. And that includes everything from how they were built to what they built, screenshots, video demos, and live demos, and their source code. All of that is now public and visible, and you can check this out immediately on our website. So let's go into the first demo. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome our first demo of today, and that is Team Cosmic Chicken, and they'll come on and show you what they built. So Jose, welcome, and excited to see what Cosmic Chicken is.
Thanks. Let me just share my screen. Cool. So I'll start with the presentation. Hey everyone, thanks for your time. I'm presenting on behalf of the team that built Cosmic Chicken for this FEM Space Warp Hackathon. These were the happy people that spent last few weeks working on it and built something cool. So what was our motivation? First, we wanted to diminish capital costs for storage providers. Then we wanted to create a yield opportunity for field token holders. And finally, we wanted to leverage the chicken bond mechanism that was created by Liquidity in order to bootstrap some protocol liquidity that could be a positive force inside the Filecoin ecosystem. So high level, what did we build? So we want to pair lenders and storage providers. So each one of them will deposit 50% of the collateral into our staking pool. And after that, we'll be depositing the full amount of collateral that storage providers need on behalf of those storage providers and lenders and accruing the rewards into our staking pool. So what does this mean in practice? So in this example, we have 3 chicken bond holders that together pool 40 field into the staking pool. We have 2 storage providers that together deposit 25 field into the staking pool. And afterwards, the staking pool is depositing 50 field, 20, 30 for each storage provider on behalf of them and accruing the rewards from their work until they repay the loan. So how did we make it? Both the chicken bonds and the staking pool are Solidity smart contracts that we deploy to hyperspace. You can check them at these addresses. And afterwards, we built a front end in Next.js where we use ETHGlobal and Wagami to interact with contracts, and we deployed using Netlify. You can check the site at this URL. So now it's time for the demo. This is our homepage where we had the time to do some cool animations to explain what this is all about. As I explained, we have some information for lenders and storage providers explaining everything that happens when you join this protocol. And we also explain about the chicken bond itself. Chicken bond is an ERC721 NFT token. It basically has 3 states. You have the bonding state where you initially mint NFT, where you are accruing the balance of boosted field. You have chicken in, which means that you relinquish the initial capital that you used during the mint, but get the yield that you accrued so far. And finally, you got the chicken out, where you lose the yield that you accrued so far, but get back the initial capital. We have a few more things in the homepage, so feel free to check it out afterwards. I'm going now to move into the lender dashboard, and I'll start by minting a new bond. So I'm minting a new bond for maybe 0.8. We got the MetaMask notification where I'll be confirming, and we should get a transaction within Filefox that will be confirmed in a few seconds. Meanwhile, I'll explain to you what should happen in the storage provider dashboard. So in here, you need to deposit some money to act as your collateral. Afterwards, you can start a loan. As you can see here, the total loan was for 2 field, and eventually you pay it off and you'll have it on the expired loans. For this, I'm going to switch to a new account just because this one already had a loan. I deposited some tokens previously, and now I'm going to create a new loan for a storage provider. I'm going to put my address in both the miner and the owner. I'm going to use my 0.5, and I'm going to consent to keep my eggs on the fridge. Again, we got this smart contract transaction. I'll just open up on Filefox, and I'll be going back to the lender. So in here, we can see that we already got the 0.8 that I did the transaction a few minutes behind, and that's pretty much it. Now I can either chicken in, as I explained, or chicken out, and both this will trigger a transaction that I'm not going ahead now. Finally, I want to explain a bit about the internal logic. So the chicken bond itself has these 5 components. You got the pending bucket, where the funds deposited by the lender reside. You got the reserve bucket that accumulates the yield both from the pending bucket, the permanent bucket, and itself. And finally, the permanent bucket, which is the funds acquired by the protocol during the chicken. Finally, we got the virtual balance of boosted fuel. That is the state where you are still bonding and accruing the boosted fuel in the virtual balance. And when you chicken in, you get the actual boosted fuel, which is an ERC20 token that then can be used to claim from the reserve bucket funds. Finally, I just wanted to talk a bit about the future work. So we think we should have some cool visuals for people to see what's going on, to make sure that they are making a sound financial decision. We, of course, did some hacks that need to be fixed in the future. We also plan to deploy this to mainnet, and need to still require a few changes for that. That's it from my part. Thanks for your time. Hope that you enjoyed.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Our first demo of the day, and we're already seeing DeFi primitives on FVM, and also amazing t-shirt. Thanks for hacking last year at ETHGlobal. All right,
Thanks.
with that, we are ready for our second demo, and that is Team Collective DAO. So, Bakenard, welcome, and let's see what you built.
Yeah, hi everyone. Let us share the screen. Okay, let's start. I'm Kirill from Collective DAO team, and during this hackathon, we have been working on a non-custodial liquid staking protocol on Filecoin. And what does it mean? For example, if you are a field holder, you can stake your field to our staking pool and get back interest-bearing CL field token. Later, you can use it in the future Filecoin DeFi ecosystem, or you can swap it back to your field with rewards which we got from miners. And let me show how it works. Here's our UI connected to Hyperspace network, and now I can stake my field and get my CL field in exchange. So we're sending transaction now, and it will take some time from Hyperspace to approve it, and later I will see my changed balances here. Also, I can unstake it later and swap to my CL field to field if there is not enough liquidity in the pool. So, and now Bach will tell you how it works, how can we help storage providers.
Hello, everyone. On the Hyperspace, we have a Jim, who is an active Hyperspace network storage provider. In order to cover his initial pledge requirements on Filecoin storage mining, he needs to provide some form of collateral called initial pledge. And the Collective DAO liquid staking pool allows miners to to get some Filecoin in order to cover those initial requirements. To get some of the Filecoin, miner need to perform 2 operations. First of all, is he need to register in the Collective DAO and change the beneficiary of his miner actor to the liquid staking pool. And to do so, he can use our Golang SDK, which is a native Lotus extension model that you can see here a list of CLI command. For example, storage provider can register in collective DAO protocol, can change the beneficiary address, and also interact with smart contracts such as collateral and staking pool. Right now, I want to perform an operation which is called pledging operation, in which liquid staking pool will transfer some of the amount of Filecoin to cover the initial pledge requirements. In order to pledge, we need to provide the number of sector, which is 53, and its proof. And Golang SDK has generated our call data that we are going to pass here, which is our Lotus node actively running on Hyperspace network. And now we are going to wait for about 1 minute for this operation to be performed. In the meantime, I will come back to the presentation and continue. Our team consists of 3 people, Artem being our main designer, myself working on smart contracts, and Kirill being our full stack engineer. When it comes to our next steps, we want to integrate further with native proof built-in method called proof commit sector, which will finalize the sealing process with collective DAO protocol. Also, we want to introduce staking router, which is an abstraction layer that will give an opportunity for storage providers in the network to aggregate capital from multiple sources. After that, we will perform a public audit and hopefully make it to the mainnet. As you can see now, our transaction is still has not been confirmed. In the meantime, I will show you what is the miners that we own on the Filecoin Hyperspace network. Our miner has ID 2488, and its balance is about 1,378 Filecoin. We have 2 active sectors for half of the gigabytes, and now you see that our operation has successfully completed. Now, this address is an owner of our Hyperspace miner actor. And if I refresh here, I will see that the last my transaction, which is a pledging operation. And in this pledging operation, you can see that we successfully delivered 20 Filecoin to this address. If I click to this address, it's the same miner called with ID 2488, and its balance has successfully increased by 20 fil. We used 20 fil as a test value to show you that it's an amount that is covering both pre-commit deposits plus initial pledge requirements. In this case, we deliver the collateral on demand on the new sector added to the network without delivering the collateral up the amount of Filecoin upfront. Thank you.
Amazing. That was really good to see, and another amazing primitive to add to the DeFi bucket for what you can do on FVM. Well, thank you so much for that demo. And with that, we are ready for our 3rd demo of the day, and that is Team FVM Explore. Whenever you're ready.
So hey all, this is Dhruv, and I will just go ahead and share my screen. Yeah, presenting to you all FVM Explore and for FVM Space Rep Hackathon. Myself, Dhruv Agarwal. I am a Web3 developer, and I have built this platform in the backend part. I have my teammate Abbas Khan with me, who has worked on the front-end platform. So let's go over the problem first. For developers who discover the full potential of FVM chain and take advantage of all the perks it provides, it's important that the developer experience to be more accessible and easier to interact. And contract deployment, verification, interaction, and testing is a time-consuming process for developers, and it can result in loss of private keys as well. So we came up with the solution. Our platform allows developers to interact with those smart contracts on the FVM chain with an easy and user-friendly interface. And it also allows developers to not only compile the smart contract with a built-in compiler, but also deploy, verify smart contract directly from our platform with just 1 click. We also provide APIs for developers to build on top of our platform. So now it's demo time. Let's head over to our platform. It's live on fvmexplore.fursal.app. We provide 3 features, which is Explore, that allows you to explore the currently verified contract and interact with it. Then we have got Deploy, which allows you to deploy a contract on the FVM hyperspace testnet and then also verify it from there itself. Then we got verify, and this will allow you to interact with the contract editor on the explore page. Let's dive right in to the deploy page. So we have got contract right here, and we will be deploying it from a interface. When we enter the contract code and hit deploy, so what will happen in the backend is that it will send an API request to our API endpoint on the backend, and then we will quickly see that it is compiled. And now we can go ahead and deploy the contract on the FVM hyperspace testnet. And yeah, we have got a transaction right here. As soon as we confirm, it will deploy, and we have got the contract address in the notifications. We can go ahead and copy it and save it for the purpose of exploring. Then we have got verification feature. So when we hit verify, it will first compile all the data into a IPFS URI, and it will upload to the IPFS using Web3 storage in the backend. And then later the contract will be added to registry in the backend itself. So you can also copy the IPFS link and check it out on our own. So for meantime, we will go ahead and check out Explore. For Explore, we have already deployed a verified contract for you to interact with, and we have got it right here. So as soon as I enter the contract and hit search button, we have got the source code of the contract. It's a time lock wallet contract, which here is the source code for the whole contract. And then we can go ahead to the right contract section. Right here, we have got all the functions. So it shows that which function needs arguments, and we have got an easy to use interface with all the information on the screen itself. And then you can go ahead and enter some value and interact with it. And you can see how easy it is to interact with the platform with all the bifurcation, as it also shows the payable functions and all the value you need to add. We will go to read contract 2, and here all the read functions are listed perfectly, and then you can interact with one of these. So let us try to interact with the owner function, and here we can see when we hit owner, it shows up the address of the owner right here, and we can also try out the functions too. In the meantime, as we have seen that we have got the contract address which we just deployed, so we can also go ahead and explore that too, and we have got it right here. And yeah, the contract was sourced time lock wallet itself. So yeah, this is here. And now, yeah, in case you have got already a deployed contract, you can add the contract address right here and the source code. So that's what I'm going to do right now. We have got a contract which is already deployed on the hyperspace testnet, which we are going to verify right now with our platform. And right here, when we enter everything, we just need to hit compile again, and it will compile the contract. And then we can hit verify, which will include the same process of verifying the contract, adding the data to IPFS via Web3 storage, and then it will add the contract to our registry. And then similarly, we can interact with it from our front-end interface. In the meantime, let me tell you about our APIs. So we have got a bunch of APIs which users can use and developers can build on top of our platform, which includes compile, which can be used to compile a smart contract code. And we have got a documentation right here, which you can use to interact. And then we have got verify contract API, which can be used to verify a contract with the data you provide when you do API call. Then we have got contract data, which you can use to get the contract data right in just one click on your platform. And let us go ahead and try to explore a few contracts more. So we'll just wait for the contract to be added in the registry, and then we're good to go. So yeah, right here, we have got the contract address. Yeah, and the repo is live on the so you can also try out the repo and use the platform. In the meantime, let's just wait for the source code to be fetched. Yeah, so here we can see the source code has been fetched right now. And yeah, we have got the contract source code. We've got the write contract functions and the read contract functions. So in this way, it's how easy to interact with the FVM hyperspace testnet. Right now we are on hyperspace testnet, but we are soon going to launch on the mainnet too. And we are going to come up with a CLI tool that allows you to use, deploy, compile, and verify contract from a single code from your CLI. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So yeah, this is just an awesome improvement on just developer experience. So in addition to other tools available out there on the FVM ecosystem, you get to actually make it a lot more easier for everybody to build and debug things better. All right. Yeah. So thanks again. And now we are ready for our fourth demo. With that, I'd like to welcome Team File Saver. Whenever you're ready.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be here. Okay, so good evening, everyone. We are the MVP workshop team, and our project is called FileSaver. So Filecoin is great for decentralized storage, but it's not that great when it comes to guaranteeing that data will be available 5, 10, or 20 years in the future. Right now, users only have time-limited storage deals, and once the deal has expired, a user has no guarantee that their file will be available to them. And valuable data could be lost this way. Until now, the only options available were to manually create new storage deals or to turn to centralized solutions, which kind of defeats the purpose of Filecoin's decentralization. And that's why we want you to meet FileSaver and start storing your files once and for all. What is FileSaver? So it's the first fully decentralized storage drive on Filecoin. It provides perpetual storage for users without requiring additional user action. Users can increase the storage security by setting the number of replicas to be stored on Filecoin. And built for private and public use, FileSaver is designed to preserve humanity's most important information. The community can donate to preserve data that matters to them and receive rewards for their service in the form of ERC20 tokens. We designed this mechanism to promote preserving sensitive data and to promote sharing knowledge in an open way. So here we have a demo of our application where the user first connects their wallet and opens their profile page where they can see all of the files that they already uploaded or contributed to. They can perpetually store a new file on Filecoin by selecting which file they want to share, selecting the initial storage period for that file, and the number of replicas to be stored on Filecoin. When they select upload, the file is temporarily stored directly on IPFS, and then the user creates a new perpetual storage offer through the FileSaver smart contract. Additionally, they also send this initial funds for the storage rewards through this transaction. Now we need to wait a bit due to Hyperspace's block delay, but once the offer is published on-chain, the user should see their file appear at the bottom of the list, but with the pending status. In the meantime, we can see what's actually happening behind the scenes. So when an offer is being created, the storage providers will be notified of the storage offer. They will download the file, check the offer parameters, and if they find them acceptable, they will claim their spot to store the file and create the first perpetual storage deal with the FileSaver smart contract. Once that happens, we should see the status of the offer switch to active as it has service providers storing the file through Filecoin. So the storage deals are set for 6 months. And for existing deals, service providers have automation built into their clients, which periodically check if any storage deal is about to expire. If it is, the service provider claims the rewards for the previous period and renews the storage deal for another 6 months. And this process is repeated as long as there are funds available for the specific file. So we can see now here that our file has been uploaded and it's pending. So we're waiting for service providers to create storage deals. Users can also see their already uploaded files and supply additional fill tokens, which will be used to create more storage deals and extend the storage period for the desired file. Below, the user can also see other popular files which are publicly available and to which they can contribute by donating the same way they would do with their own file. And finally, the user can easily download any of their own or publicly available files just by clicking the download button. And I think we should see that our file should switch to active. And for the last part, here it is. And finally, we want to share with you our product vision, which is a publicly available feed where the world's most important information is preserved through sharing and donating, and also a private drive for every user where they have full control of their data and where they can choose with whom they share their data and for how long. So in this example, let's say it's shared for 30 minutes. So that's it from us. We thank you so much for your time and we hope you enjoyed.
Thank you so much. Perpetual storage on Filecoin. This is going to be even better, and I can finally just worry-free start uploading stuff that I have. And we're going to see a lot more themes here on the same topic, but thank you so much for demoing. All right. Demo number 5. That is Project Ninja Dash. Jigar, whenever you're ready.
Hello. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to present Ninja Days. Ninja Days is a basically classic platformer game which is now on Web3. So before I start, I would like to introduce about my team TGS. I am Jigar, full stack game developer. With me, I have Harsha, who is a graphics and game designer, Mahesh, who is blockchain developer. We are creating and publishing games and interactive applications since last 8 years. Now, if we talk about Web3 gaming problems, then these games are basically focused on play to earn only. So basically, we have to buy some NFT to start the game. So basically, it's not playable by everyone. And this game has basically less fun, and these games are basically unsustainable. To overcome this, we have developed the game which is more focused on entertainment and gameplay. We have implemented Web3 features like Web2 games. So any Web2 users can easily dive into Web3 world. And this game is basically free to play. And user can also play and earn in this game. Now, if we talk about development technology, then we are using FEM Hyperspace Testnet for deploying 2 smart contracts. One smart contract is for NFT minting, in-game purchase, user native balance, and other smart calls. Other smart contract we are used for creating in-game token ERC20, a token exchange, and getting token balance. We have used Filecoin IPFS for storing and retrieving NFT data like metadata. We have used Unity game engine for developing this game. We have used Remix IDs for Solidity programming for smart contracts. And Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator is used for game UI UX and assets designing. Now it's time for live demo. So we are in the gameplay. We can easily sign in with MetaMask. So we have signed in, and you can see our wallet address is there and our username is also displayed. So top of the left side, we can see the in-game coins which we can earn during this gameplay. Next to it, we have ERC20 token which we can earn in this game. If we click on this shop button, then in this shop we can buy coins with FEM testnet, or we can exchange with our in-game earned tokens. Now if we click on this store button, here we can buy different characters. These characters are basically NFT 1155, and these characters are stored on Filecoin IPFS. In settings, we can easily change music and sound effects. And in edit profile, we can change our username, and this data is saved on server. If we click on play button, currently we have 15 levels. If we complete any level with a 3-star, then we get chance to earn ERC20 token. So let's start a level. So we are in the first stage. First stage is basically interactive tutorials where we have to learn how to play the game. With normal arrow keys or ASWD, we can move around in this game. With the space button, we can jump, and if we can press space button twice, then we can do higher jump. We have to beware from this spiky trees. And on laptop side, we can see our lives, and next to it, we have number of tasks which we have to complete in this game. If we can complete those tasks, then we can get 3-star. As per the game name, Ninja Days, we can also do days in this game. We can easily click on the on UI button, or we can press control button to dash. So we can do dash like this. We can also climb over the wall, and we can do also sliding from this wall. As we go further on our further path, we can see there are obstacles. We cannot cross the road. So for this, we can do teleporting. With this on-screen button, we can do easily teleporting. As we go further, we can see there is a hostage girl is there. We have to save her. We can we just have to jump, and we can save her, and our one task is completed. As we go further, we can see one enemy is there. We have to kill him to complete our task. So yes, we have killed him, and we are going further. And yes, we have finished the level. As we have completed this level with 3 star, we can get chance to claim a game token. So by this, we can get ERC20 game token. In future, we want to add multiple levels, add multiplayer system, add more character in this game. So definitely, yeah, we want to do many things in this game. So if you like this game, do not forget to try this game. And thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Have a great day.
Yeah, that was awesome. And congrats for making not only just a fully functioning game, but also going down and doing multiple levels. Everybody's going to have fun with this because the game is live. You can check this out on the showcase page. And I think it's probably safe to say that this is already now the best game that exists on the FPM ecosystem. So congrats. All right, next up is our 6th demo. We're halfway through this. So let's check out what FNS lookup is, and welcome Stephen and Jeffrey.
Hey guys, thanks for having us. Let me share my screen. All right, so today we're going to talk about the FNS app and the FNS integration in Firefox Explorer, as we call it, the FNS lookup function. FNS is developed by Firefox team, which is originated from the Filecoin developer community. During the space wrap, we have made much progresses. First, we fixed the key functions and update events of contracts. We also deployed multi-code tool contracts on Hyperspace. And on top of that, we upgraded UI, UX, and released V2 apps and add Filecoin CID index. The FNS V2 app has already been deployed on the Hyperspace, and feel free to try it. We have put the links here. Here's some pictures about the website, the new website, and how the data is presented. So we do hope that FNS can be used as a basic tool for the Filecoin ecosystem to help promote a better user experiences. So we first integrated FNS in our Firefox Explorer to provide more functions for our users. FNS is open sourced, and any other projects, they can integrate FNS into their own project as well. So some key features here. FNS lookup synchronizes all FNS-related events and analyzes into DB, providing API services. It also displays FNS reverse resolution in address detail page of Firefox and all FNS registrations and name details. Furthermore, it supports FNS name search and both T4 and 0x addresses search. So this is a picture, shows the tech architecture and how it works. Within the limited time, we have implemented, sorry, I'll just make it full screen. All right, just forget. So within the limited time, we have listed all the contracts shown here, and we also open sourced the app v2 source code and the FNS lookup API server code. For more detailed info, you can go to the GitHub links here and for more information. So in the future, we are going to provide a lookup open API and SDK to facilitate developers to integrate the FNS functions into their own dApps and wallets. We're also gonna finish the integration with Fox Wallet to provide all the functions on the Fox Wallet. More importantly, we're going to release FNS-based features, which is a Web3 portal. You can basically put all your informations and your achievements on the website and show it to others. And on top of that, we're going to release Firefox source game and proof of society protocol. All right, let's go to the Firefox Explorer and show how it works. So this is the Firefox Explorer. Under the blockchain tab, you may find FNS lookup here, and click on that. It gonna shows you the Filecoin name lookup function. You can basically either put your FNS names or addresses here. Let me try the addresses first. So enter, and it will come up with a overview of your addresses, which including reverse record, registrant, names, related transactions, all the data shown here. If I tried to try to fill domain here and enter, it will give you another overview of the about the domain. And if you click on the registrant again, it will provide you a address overview, which including the addresses, your ID, actor, balance, account change, message list, transaction list, etc. With if you want to check your domains for more details, simply click on here. It will take you to the FNS domain details page. Let's wait for a second. Yeah, it comes out all the information about your domain, and even you can renew your domain here, which is very easy to use, and all the records is shown below. All right, this is the end of my presentation, and thanks for having us.
Amazing. Thank you so much. This was a really cool demo, and glad to see that it's going to be officially part of Filefox. This is great. And also continuing to build on your work from the last event is even better, because now you get to actually make an ecosystem out of FNS. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you very much.
All right, next up we have Honest Phil. Federica and Juan, welcome.
Thank you, Kartik. Hello, everyone. We are the team on Honest Phil. Who is behind this project? Federico Lotters, a great full stack developer from Argentina, and me, Juan Manuel, a product designer from Mexico. We built Honest Phil, the first project that brings transparency and security to reserves to all protocols, dApps, or exchange built on Filecoin right now. But why we built this? As you know, after the FTF disaster, the whole industry has to change. All the investors, users, and need to know where the assets are all the time. And we need to think more on verification over trust, transparency first. And if we can have on-chain data, why we can verify all the time with the audit. That's why comes in Honest Phil. With the real-time reserves of protocols for that are registered on our dashboard, we provide a level of transparency that never seen before on this space, but we don't stop there. We also provide alerts for potential issues or hacks on the reserves, and to make informed decisions on time. And even for the revenue model, we think we see an opportunity to reward transparency where protocols or dApps will pay to audit the reserves in real time, and auditors who verify that result will reward. It's time to a demo. Let's see. When you actually go to our home, you can enter and connect your wallet first on the Filecoin testnet. After that, you can see on the dashboard always your balance of field, also in real time the price of the market. Let's make an example. If I was an owner of a protocol, I'm going to put an example for here. Just choose the category, put the URL logo, and we use more data for this. I'm going to authorize the transaction. On the while, we can see in the dashboard also all the trending protocols that you can follow and that are submit his proof of reserves. And you can see also the favorites, that alerts that you can set in that you want to monitor in case in a problem that you want to follow. Also, we can see on the Glypher all the transactions already are doing and are pending of any contract that already has. On the while, we can see also the alerts. In this part, you can create alerts for the protocols that you want to follow or monitor in the field reserve are minimum. You can check all the alert that already you have and put as favorite if you want on the lowest part on the dashboard, and also edit it or switch off And you can set up also the notifications here with push protocol. It's very simple. You have to go to push protocol and configure your connect. After that, you go to channel and select the honest field. We can see right now we have already added the protocol demo here. And if you click it, you can see the 5 total reserves and how are tracking in real time, and also the vaults and others that you probably want to check out, and also the audits of the reserves that you can do it. As we see, we can create also alerts here. I'm going to put an alert just for the last protocol that already create. On the while, we're going to configure the push protocol alert. You can go to the dashboard of push protocol. You have to change of network. After that, you go to channels, you look for honest test, you can subscribe to the alerts, and also you can see that all alerts are already set up right here in the inbox, and you just ready to go. We are ready. It's everything for the demo right now. Under the hood, how it's built, we use Ethereum for the front end. We also use push for the alerts and notification, and we deploy the smart contract on Filecoin as well. For the future, we want to add different dApps or protocol partners, test key metrics and test MVP also, learn what we can improve from auditors and users, and build and maintain it very soon. Transparency begins with honest field. Thank you. It's already open.
Amazing. Well, thank you for that wonderful demo and sticking to the values of open finance and transparency. And great to see that it's also now available for everybody to use. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, on to our demo number 8. We have Phil Swap with Benet. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, just sharing my screen. Okay. Yeah, hello everyone. This is Vinay. I'm doing the project Philsop for this. Hello. Yeah, this is Vinay. I'm doing my project Philsop for Space Swap Hackathon. So this is basically like one of the first DeFi platform for on FVM. And let's start with the demo. The demo is in 2 sections, which is swapping and lending and loans. So you can just take any ERC20 token which you have on FVM deployed. So I will just take one. So this is my FLT token, and I will add this, import this into the swapping platform, and here I can swap my TFIL tokens for FLT. So if I add like 0.1, I can get 7 TFIL tokens. My balance is 608 at last. I will swap it. As you can see, it's asking for 0.1 to confirm the transaction. Okay. So as you can see, this is in pending, and as till this goes on, I can show you from where. So for this swapping to perform, you have to actually add a pool for it. So I've already created a pool. You can use this add liquidity button to create a pool for FLT TFIL pair or any ERC20 token you have. Yeah, like this, I have 2 pools already created. Let's move on to loan section, which is the major interaction for this project. So in loan, like the base is the storage providers who need loan for their projects, like for their hardware cost, they can borrow from this lending pool, okay, like loan pool. So anyone can lend, but only the actors or storage providers who have a validated deal can only borrow. Okay, so let's start with lending. So I will try to lend like 1 token. As you can see, I have already 13 tokens. So I will click on lend. Okay, I got a transaction. Confirm. Yeah. Okay. as you can see in this lend token, I've already last time lended one Filecoin and Filecoin, and here you can see the one Filecoin was transferred to the smart contract address. So I will go back and try to search for an actor or a storage provider. So I have this one actor with the ID 1000 and his real ID is 300, which is already listed on the Filefox or FVM chain. So I can just go and borrow, and I can add his actor ID. I also need to add the correct deal ID. Okay, as you can see, he doesn't have any pending loan on his account. So I will just click on borrow. And as you can see, it will ask for another transaction. Okay, I'll confirm this. And till this goes on, I can show you I've already borrowed for 1130 actor ID. It also has a listed a deal on the FVM chain. So here you can see the actor, the storage provider, got 1.15 as a borrow loan. And as you can see, 1130 already has a loan. So if I add his actor ID, then I can get the option to pay his EMIs. Okay, so so here you can see his lending, his total debt is now just 0.79, and his EMI is 0.20. And depending on the credit score, he will get that less amount of interest or the more amount of loan tokens for every loan. Okay, and this the loan is needed to be paid back in 6 EMIs. So I will just try to pay his EMI. Yeah, so you can see the 0.99 tokens for request. And yeah, so I already have a EMI on his account. So as you can see, I have paid 0.9 fill for 1130 storage provider. Yeah. So the major focus of this loan platform was when the storage providers need some specific amount of loan for their own storage costs. Suppose they're gonna take some 1 or 2 TB of hardware cost, and then they have to pay. They need some amount of money for that, right? So that's why this whole platform came into existence. Yeah. And also, suppose if you have 14 tokens lended, then you can easily revoke those tokens. You can just add here how much amount of tokens you have already lended to the platform, and you can just revoke it, and it will ask you for the transaction and just revoke the tokens back to your account. Yeah. So this is the whole demo application of this DeFi platform. In future, we're going to support maybe increase more validation in aspects for actors to borrow the loan. Okay, like those things. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. This is the demo for Philstone.
Thank you so much. This is already great, and we now also have, in addition to all the primitives, AMM that you can leverage and borrow and trade against. This is really cool, and you can check it out on philswap.org.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Saipel. Julian and team, whenever you're ready.
Hello. Hello. So, yeah, screen share. Yes. So, hello everyone. I'm Julian, and I'd like to introduce our team and the project we work on. We are a group of 3 students who are passionate about blockchain technology and what it can offer. Our goal with Sapo is to make decentralized cloud computing accessible to everyone and pave the way for a more secure, decentralized, and private future.
Hi everyone, I'm Quentin. Hey, I'm Jules. So Sapo is a bridge between FVM and the network of Bacalhau. It enables you to make jobs that are then run on distant nodes. So if you don't know Bacalhau, it's a network of nodes that can run your heavy jobs, so you don't have to run them on your local computer. So Sapo has a goal, user simplicity. So that means that you can, even if you don't know how Bacalhau really works, you can use our front end and you will understand it. And Sapo already makes it so that data DAOs can be linked to our front end. So if you have a data DAO with many CIDs that are pinned on IPFS, you can use the data directly via our front end. Yeah. So this what you just saw was our front page. If you're interested in in learning a little bit more about SAPO, feel free to go to our front page. And here you can see that there are many jobs. Some of them are heavier than others. You can see that there's stable diffusion in CPU and GPU, but also there's easy OCR.
And what is exciting about the job is that you can create your own custom job. We only need a Docker image and input as a CID pinned on IPFS or Filecoin. We'll try a simple example.
Yeah, so the example we'll choose is stable diffusion with GPU, so that goes a little bit faster. And so also stable diffusion generates images with AI, and it takes as an input, it takes text, plain text. So we have to give that as an input. So yeah, this right here, what you see is the input we are going to give to stable diffusion. So it's a frog drinking a fresh lemon juice. And as you can see here, you can either choose between IPFS and data DAOs. For the sake of demonstration, once again, we will use this one.
If you want, you can implement this function in your data DAO smart contracts, so you can directly import all your CID in the SAPO app. Let's try it.
So here you see a list of CIDs that are all of file type text plain, but we can also show incompatible files, for example, images or JSON, but we won't be choosing these ones. So yeah, this is the one that we just showed to you. It's a frog drinking fresh lemon juice, and we hope that we will get a pretty image after this.
So here on the job page, you can see job specification about the Docker image, the job name, and the input file. We also implemented a way to pay a small fee based on the job complexity and the input file size. And if the job failed, you will be refunded at least 50% of this fee. So we'll confirm.
Yes, but this might take a while because, well, stable diffusion uses AI, so it's a very heavy job. Last time we tried it, it lasted for 10 minutes, so we'll just skip that part because it's not very fun to wait. And here you see our job history. So there are a lot of jobs that are already done by us. And well, some are interesting, some failed. So you can know when a job fails when it's, for example, if Bacalhau doesn't, if Bacalhau rejects your job, it will fail and you will be refunded, as Jules just said. And here there's a job that we made, which is a magnificent image of a frog drinking fresh lemon juice. So interesting art style, but well, we get it. It's an AI and it shows it. So here you also can see that you don't have to really understand all of this, but it's interesting to know that with this Bacalhau ID, you can see all the job details. So Bacalhau stores the information, and you can get all that with a Bacalhau describe. And you can even check if it's verified. So this is interesting. And you can see the outputs, you can see the errors, and the standard output also. So yeah, there are other jobs. For example, this one is another image of a frog, and we'd like to thank a team that made this project possible. This project was inspired by Lilypad, which is also called Project Frog. They also built a bridge, and it's very similar, but we aimed really at user simplicity, and also we wanted to have a front end. So it goes through FVM still, and that means that your history will never disappear.
And we're really excited about the future of decentralized computation, and we think that with this type of apps, data DAOs can leverage Filecoin storage and extract more value with the data stored on Filecoin. Thank you for your attention.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for that cool demo. And yeah, we've seen DeFi primitives, we've seen games, and now compute on data. This is going to be the next wave. Congratulations, and hope you continue building this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is Eclipse. With 3 more demos to go, we're almost at the finish line. So Ashwin, whenever you're ready. Ashwin, you are muted, so I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself and perfect.
Hello everyone, I'm Ashwin, and I'm excited to introduce Eclipse. Eclipse was built in the last week by Ankit Negi, who's a full stack developer, myself, I'm a smart contract developer, and Ankit Sethi, who's a designer and a UI UX engineer. So what is Eclipse? Eclipse is the easiest way for businesses to leverage Filecoin as their native storage layer. As a startup owner myself, one of the biggest requirements in storing files is to be able to share files within a company and in a private and secure way. By nature, Filecoin, everything on Filecoin is public unless you choose to encrypt and decrypt things individually. So what we have built is a very Google Drive-like experience where companies can drag and drop files into the ecosystem, into the workspace, and people who are current members of that workspace or DAOs will be able to, will be only able to decrypt and view these files. Not just this, however, there's a big requirement of being able to store big files in a decentralized way, and Filecoin is leading the charge with this. What we have also built is a way for companies to be able to store big files on the Filecoin network using an integrated storage provider marketplace, where you can put out requests to store big files, and storage providers can come back and bid on top of these things, and then you can get the best deal, and you can kind of go forward with that. So how does Eclipse work? Eclipse works in the following ways. First is we use FVM for deal verification and payouts for big file storage. We use contract factories for data composition of data DAOs, and we use Lighthouse for access control and small file storage. Okay, so coming to the architecture of it really quickly. So everything starts off with the Eclipse Data DAO's factory smart contract. This is where every data DAO will get an instance of the Eclipse data DAO itself, so such that all the data is composed within that one data DAO. And every time the data DAO makes a deal with the storage provider, that deal also gets registered as a separate instance of a smart contract, such that the deal can be verified over time. The payout can happen on time, and the deal can be managed independently. And to store small files, we use Lighthouse and their access control features on Filecoin. Coming to how storage requests work, when a data DAO can put out requests for storage, and this will be honored by different storage providers who will make proposals back. And the selected proposals by the DAO will be created into a smart contract, which will be also used as an escrow to make sure the payouts happen on time, and will also be used to make sure the deal is valid and takes place accordingly. Now let's get to the demo. So we're already live on eclipseweb3.netlify.app. This is where you can check us out. So as you can see in our landing page, we have entered the app, we have some documentation, and if you're a storage provider, you can log in through that. So I'll log in as a DAO member. As you can see, I'm already there, and it's a very simple interface where we try to keep it as simple as possible for users to understand. So we have different DAOs. You can check out different DAOs you're a part of, like in a very Discord-like interface, and you can add new members very easily. And you can also look into big files, which I'll come to. And you can also have a profile screen where you can you're changing your name, adding your Lighthouse API key for that matter, and different things. So let's go back to the home where the Google Drive interface exists, right? So this DAO currently has two members, myself and Ankit. I have logged into Ankit's profile on this Chrome browser. And let me just add a file really quickly. Let's say I want to share banner image with this DAO where Ankit lives. So I'm just going to upload. This will require me to sign so that the access control features are being applied, and I'm encrypting the file as well. And once this is done, the file appears automatically, and I can go to Ankit's interface here. And as you can see, the file is already here, right? So even though the CID is available publicly, this CID is meaningless to someone who's not a part of the DAO, because they won't be able to see the contents of it, right? That's the emphasis here. So I can click on this, it'll decrypt. And again, I have to sign to make sure that I'm a part of this DAO at this moment. And once the signing is complete, I will be able to view files pretty easily, as you can see here. Now, coming back to the other main feature, which is big files, as I told you, as a DAO member, I can put out requests for storing big files. I can type the file name, what the file is about, the amount of days I'm going to store this file for, the size in GB, as well as the expiry for this if no one picks it up. And I'll also offer a base bounty. The type of delivery will be a link, hardware delivery, Filecoin CID, some more description about this, and click on it. It's a very intuitive interface, and I can add how many ever I want. And what I'll get to see is different storage providers coming back and bidding on top of this. So as you can see, you'll see different providers coming and asking for different bounties. One can ask for 150, 120, 300, whatever it is. And I can view each one of these storage providers individually, see their reputation, see how good they are. And I can do the same for all of them. And I can then decide which storage provider I want to go with. And just to give you an experience of how the storage provider dashboard looks, this is how the storage provider will be able to see it. If you clicked on the storage provider link in the landing page, you'll end up here. You'll have to just quickly sign in with your wallet, and you'll be able to see requests from different DAOs in one place, and you can kind of evaluate which one you want to go about and take up. And it's not just this, you will also be able to see the different activities happening. You can also see who else is bidding on it, and so you can kind of give a good price for your client. And you can see your own activity here as well as your profile. So that is just a quick demo of what Eclipse has to offer. It's live currently in eclipse-web3.netlify.app, and I'm happy for feedback as well. That is it for the demo. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. This is really cool. We're finally seeing more productivity apps here and things that actually fit in day-to-day workflows. I'm very excited about data DAOs here. Well, congratulations. And we are now at our second last demo for today. So without further ado, let's welcome ETHGlobal. Kathy and team, whenever you're ready.
Right. Thank you, Kartik, for the introduction. Let me share my screen. So hello, we're ETHGlobal. Our project is a bounty platform for incentivized decentralized computing on FVM, built by this very amazing team. So we actually draw our inspiration from two places. The first is an official list of requests for startups from FVM, asking for a decentralized compute solutions at the infrastructure level to allow storage provider to do verifiable computation on the storage data that they have. And the other inspiration that we have drawn from is Kaggle, which is a very, very famous machine learning bounty platform. Well, there's some problem with those solutions. So first of all, to win a bounty on Kaggle, you actually need to submit your full model before even winning anything. So this leads to privacy problem. And that also means that companies cannot really monetize on their proprietary model. On the other hand, we cannot really expect storage providers to have domain knowledge and or the processing power to perform some of the computations. And also, if only storage providers can do verifiable computation at the infrastructure level, it's not very accessible. The way we aim to solve it is to utilize zero knowledge proof, ZKP. So ZKP can help us do private verifiable computation. And also our solution is totally decentralized, enabling everyone to participate in this protocol. So everyone can actually deploy a bounty smart contract through our browser application, and everyone can join the bounty as well. So without further ado, let's do a demo. So our live demo is actually already live on Filecoin Hyperspace testnet, but for the sake of this demo here, because we have some sequential transactions that has to be done, I'm using a localhost fork network instead. So let me switch over to our localhost fork network. And I'll explain a bit of what we're seeing here. So on the left-hand side, we have the bounty provider. So he will be posting the data and depositing a bounty amount. On the right-hand side, we have the bounty hunter who will browse the task and submit whatever they want to compute for. Right. So on the left-hand side, you can see that I've already clicked the create button and pre-filled some of the information that is needed to create a bounty. And now I'm going to upload the data. So the data is very simple for demo purpose, is a black and white image of the number 5. Well, this person doesn't have expertise in machine learning, so he wants someone to compute it using a image classification model. So he's going to go ahead and deposit 1 token for the bounty. As soon as the transaction goes through, you can see that the new task is now on the feed. So as the bounty hunter, if he's interested in this task, he can click into it and start computation. And as a bounty owner, he can click into it and view the progress as well. So in reality, the bounty hunter will actually download the data, which is now stored in Lighthouse storage, and then do the local computation on his own machine, compute the ZK proof, which we do have an example in our GitHub repo, and then post all the necessary files that is required to accompany their ZK proof. So right now, I'm just going to post some sample data. We're going to sign twice here because we're using the Lighthouse SDK to first encrypt the file, and also allowing only the bounty provider, the bounty owner, to view the file, so not anyone else. So let me quickly upload all the necessary files. And again, for demo purpose, we already have some known data that is known to be a valid CK proof that I'm going to fill in right here. So now when the bounty is submitted, our contract actually checks for the integrity of the CID. So it checks that the CKP actually matches the file that they're computing, and also the validity of the CKP. Right, so once it's submitted, you can see that now the bounty provider can see all the submission files. Well, again, in reality, he will download all these files, check that it is the computation that he wants to be done before releasing the bounty. But we're just going to go ahead and do that right now. So one thing that I didn't mention just now is that in step 2, when it's submitting the bounty, the computed results is actually hashed. So this is to prevent the bounty owner from prematurely seeing the results. So now we're going to, the bounty hunter is going to go ahead and unhash the result, so to claim the bounty amount. And again, this hash is going to be checked in the smart contract. Right, and on the left-hand side, you can see that the bounty owner now sees the computer results. 5 is the number that was in the original image, and the second number here is just a salt that is within the hash. And that's the end of our demo. We welcome any feedback. If you have any question or want to know more about our project, you can check out our GitHub repo, and we're also live on this zkgo.forsell.app right now. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Well, this is really cool, and I'm glad that people are tackling more of these types of competitions and actually doing computation on data that can be private. So this is going to be a good trend, and even better for you to ship this and have others try it out too. Congrats. Okay, and with that, we are ready for our last demo for today. This is our 12th finalist, and without further ado, let's welcome DataBlocks.
Hi, the project that we built for the Space Warp Hackathon is called DataBlocks, a set of on-chain primitives to unlock the full potential for data DAOs on the Filecoin Virtual Machine. One of the main narratives around FVM has been the enabling of data DAOs, a community where stakeholders work together to preserve valuable data sets. In theory, this has a lot of potential, but without the right set of on-chain primitives, we found it hard to fully understand how data DAOs would work in practice. This is where DataBlocks come in. DataBlocks is a set of smart contract primitives to provide the proper building blocks for establishing an incentive-aligned data DAO on FVM. I'll explain the 3 pillars of DataBlocks with an example. Let's say I have a valuable data set and I want to start a data DAO around it. The first thing I'd be able to do is tokenize the data set itself using our data token standard. Data tokens are simply a new set of token standards that embed the PCID of data stored on the Filecoin network, such that the token itself can represent the underlying data on chain. Data tokenization enables buyers who have an interest in a data set to purchase this tokenized version, such that the data DAO can generate revenue and fund its treasury. Which brings us to our second element of DataBlocks, the data DAO core contract. The core contracts serve 3 purposes. First, it acts as a verified registry for data DAO tokens. Second, it acts as a treasury for the DAO, where all the revenue generated from the sales of the data DAO data tokens will be accrued in this core contract. And finally, it facilitates on-chain governance, allowing members to create, vote on, and execute on-chain proposals with their DAO token and collectively decide on how to manage the DAO treasury. The final element of our project is data bounties, modules to incentivize the preservation, augmentation, and innovation of the DAO's datasets. These include storage bounties to incentivize the creation of storage deals for datasets, perpetual storage bounties that additionally incentivize anyone to find expiring storage deals on datasets and renew those storage bounties. Finally, generic bounties for any open-ended task, such that they may do computation bounties or data processing bounties, where gathered submissions can be reviewed and voted on by a subset of DAO members called witnesses to ensure the quality of submission while getting a share of the reward for themselves. As you can see, DataBlocks creates a clear incentive alignment for data DAOs, where data tokens build the treasury, which can be used to incentivize and preserve and augment datasets, and finally fund research to create new tokenized datasets to repeat this positive feedback loop. Now let's see a quick demo of what a data DAO built on DataBlocks might look like. Here we have a data DAO called AstroDAO that centers around astronomy datasets. We see the DAO's treasury and a registry of all its data tokens. If we click into this planets data set, we can see various stats about this tokenized collection, such as volume and floor price, and maybe the total royalties collected to the DAO. We also see the individual tokens in this collection, and also the PCID of the representing underlying data. We can click in to see the representing data token contract on Hyperspace testnet, and also look at the underlying data, that's a series of JSON files that represents the actual data set for the tokenized data. If we look into a single token, we can also see its owner and also its price. And most importantly, you can see the underlying portion of this data set, which is represented by this individual token. For this example, it's a data on a single exoplanet in its planets data set. Now let's look at the DAO's governance process. You can see here a list of proposals, the broad range of proposals possible through a core governance contract, like funding new research, hosting DAO events, or investing a portion of a data DAO's treasury. If we click into one, we see its associated on-chain transactions, such as creating a storage bounty for a data set. And if you're a DAO token holder, you can submit a vote for or against this proposal. Once this proposal is settled and the vote is confirmed, then it would be able to create a storage bounty on-chain using the data DAO's treasury. For the sake of time, I've created a similar transaction earlier today that does the same property of creating a storage bounty on-chain through the data DAO's treasury. Furthermore, speaking of bounties, we also have a list of data bounties from the DAO. Here you can see all the storage bounties for the data set owned by this DAO. In this active one, we can see its reward amount, its vesting schedule across epochs. This is to ensure that the storage is reliable over time. And so if you have a deal ID for a storage deal that I made for a PCID associated with this bounty, I could claim one myself as a client. And by doing so, I would immediately start to vest some of the rewards from this storage bounty and also showcase the remaining unvested rewards as such. Finally, we have computation bounties, where anyone can go and submit a computation for a particular data set on chain using a submission URI that's linked on IPFS. And also witnesses can come in the DAO, will submit a review for these submissions. And all the witnesses in the DAO, including myself, could go when the submission period is over to vote on their favorite submission and review. And what that will enable us to do is reward the top submission and the top witness with the reward according to the share that was allocated in the beginning. So hopefully that shows you a glimpse what DataBlocks enables. You can find all our contracts and documentation on GitHub. Thanks for tuning in. Let's make data DAOs a reality. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on this amazing hack. And we're seeing a lot of cool, really amazing themes here. So this is going to be even better when everybody can check it out and actually start integrating with all the other kind of cool things that we saw. So this is great. And with that, we are done with our 12 amazing finalist demos. I want to give a big shout out again to Sapo, FileSaver, Collective, Ninja Dash, ETHGlobal, HonestPhil, DataBlocks, Eclipse, PhilSwap, FVM Explorer, FNS Lookup, and Cosmic Chicken. Some really, really incredible teams and projects and amazing themes around DeFi, computational, just decentralized computational, zero knowledge proofs, data DAOs all together as a theme, and productivity apps, and just all perpetual storage related use cases that are now all enabled with programmability on your Filecoin data. So this wraps up all of our demos. Let's get into all the stuff that I know you're all waiting for, which is prizes. And for those of you who just tuned in during these demos, you can check out everything that came out of this event by heading over to ethglobal.com/showcase. That is where all 275 projects are available for you to look at and see what they did, including these demos. On to prizes. $125,000 in prizes being given away, and a lot more that we're going to announce. So without further ado, I will dig right in and tell everybody who won what. So first up is the biggest category of all the FVM related and Filecoin prizes. So for the first theme and track, the spaceship, which is the overall use of Filecoin's virtual machine, Collective DAO, Dorota, Tipsat Explorer, and EigenR are three winners, winning $10,000 each. Congratulations to all three of these teams. Next up is the DeFi tools and services track. Phil Liquidity Pool for storage providers, Cosmic Chicken, and Spacetime are the three top projects, and they're going to be taking in $6,000 each. Congratulations. The next category is discovery, which is around how do we make FVM more transparent and usable around the Filecoin ecosystem. So Creds Protocol, HonestPhil, and FVM Explorer are the three projects that are the winners for this category, taking in, again, an additional $6,000. Then we have the docking modules track, which is covering all the intra and inter-protocol applications and use cases. So FNS Lookup, Tau, and Fog Meta Data Rebuilder are the three winners who are going to be taking in $6,000 as well. So congratulations. And for the Jetpack category, which is the 21 teams that did the most interesting use case and integration of on top of FEM, you are going to be splitting $17,010 equally, which nets out to $810 each. So congratulations to Data House, DWordPress FEM Lighthouse, SP Exchange, Hatchery DAO, FileStock, ETHGlobal, Cryptodis, Foo Protocol, Guardian 3, FileMarket, FileSaver, PeaceFab, Depto, Forever Data, Cypo, NFT Storage Bounty, F5, DataBlocks, Eclipse, and Open Knowledge, and Clover. Congratulations to all 21 of these teams. All of these are stackings. If you heard your name twice, you are getting all of these things. And those are all the Filecoin prizes. So let's move on to Huddle 01. If you did anything with live streaming or communications on for your project, you are eligible for these prizes. So Deca.org and Proxima are going to be the first place winners for the best use of Huddle, winning $500 each. Hatchery DAO and Zero Therapy are going to be winning $300 each for second place. And the Journals DAO and FEM Storage Bounty Hub are the third place winners, taking in $200 each. Congratulations. Next up is LivePeer. So the best project that used LivePeer for processing video will be receiving $2,000, and that is Team Vision X. Congratulations for using the world's open video infrastructure into your decentralized FEM hack. Next up is Lighthouse for perpetual storage related applications. So the best use of Lighthouse SDK has 5 winners, and Colo, ZKaggle, Authorized, Data Hotpot, and Dance are the 5 winners that are going to be taking in $500 each. So congratulations to all 5 of these teams. And then we have Push Protocol. So the best communication related hack and the most interesting use of Push Chat application goes to FEM Bot, and they're going to be winning $1,000. And the overall use of Push Protocol goes to 4 teams, Milky Way taking in the first place $500 prize, Podship taking in $200 second place, and the 2 runner-ups, Courier and Honest Phil, taking in $150 each. So congratulations to all 6 of these teams for building on top of Push. And last, we have Spiron. So for anybody who used Spiron for deploying your application and building that middle layer, you are going to be receiving 10 teams will be receiving these $200 prizes. So congratulations to Hatchery DAO, Spatial DAO, Smart Notary Protocol, PhilNav, Fevin Portal, Memento DAO, Trustified, FlexBuild, DNA, and PhilSwap. All of you are amazing here, and congratulations to all of you for building on top of Spiron and also winning multiple prizes. And as of this moment, all of these prizes are also visible on your showcase. So if you head over to your own project, or if you go to anyone else's project, you can see what prizes they won. So for those of you who are going to catch up on this live stream after, you can simply just check out your showcase URL for your own submission. And this will also be reflected now on your dashboard, and you'll see what prizes you won and the total amounts. So the quick note on prize delivery is as follows. All these things are tentative and not final, which means that while we have a timeline for announcing all the prizes, which is this live stream, we do want to take our time to make sure that everybody did work on submitting projects as part of the event rules, which means that while we were able to verify quite a few of these things already, we are still in the process of looking at all 275 code bases and checking that nobody did something before this event that was not already declared with us or clarified with us or was breaking the rules, which was porting an existing Solidity contract to Fevin. So we'll be verifying all of that, and only then we'll be sending these prizes, which means that there is a chance that if something comes up, we will change the winners, and there might be 1 or 2 edge cases where the reflected winners may not be the same as what's on the slides here that I just announced. The other note here is that if you won a prize from the Filecoin team, that'll be distributed separately by the Protocol Labs team and not ETHGlobal. Every other prize will be given to you by ETHGlobal team, and that is because there's a handful of KYC and compliance requirements that will come into play here. So there are 2 separate entities delivering these prizes. So please be patient as we verify everybody's prizes and make all of this available to everybody on your addresses. The prizes will be given to you by the 17th of February, which means a week from now. And that'll be enough time for us to go through everything and confirm and lock in all the amounts and winners. And for the ones that are being delivered by the Protocol Labs team, you'll get a separate email with a form that you'll have to fill out, just clarifying a couple of things, and then those prizes will be delivered to you shortly after. So congratulations again, and let's try to wrap up the event in the next few minutes. So before we close off, and we want to say a few thank yous to everybody that made this event possible. The first one is, of course, all of you as hackers, 1,042 of you who spent the last 3 weeks with us working tirelessly and excitedly on all of your projects. We got to see only 12 of them here, but there's 263 more that are available on ETHGlobal.com that you can check out and see, and just see for yourself the excitement and what could be possible here in this entire ecosystem. So thank you to all of you hackers for making this event possible. And on top of that, there's way more parties involved in making this event even better and a great experience for you. I want to thank our judges, mentors, speakers, and partners. So many people give and dedicate their time from this entire ecosystem across the world into making all these things possible for you to stay excited and build in this space. So I want to give a big shout out to all of our judges who took so many hours on Tuesday to look at all these demos, talk to all these teams, ask them questions, give feedback, and suggest things that would make their projects even better for the future. So thank you to all of our amazing judges. So many mentors and volunteers who ran everything behind the scenes, whether it was unblocking you for any bugs or questions, to making sure that we can run a Zoom session with 1,000 people from 80 countries all live in the same time. So many people are involved in making that experience excellent. I want to give them a big shout out for all these things. And then not to forget our amazing speakers. All of us were trying to see what could be possible on the Filecoin Virtual Machine and the broader Filecoin ecosystem, and seeing all these workshops, talks, and what the future holds for this ecosystem was super inspiring. And I want to thank all the speakers who made it easy for all of us to understand what's going on and educating us on all the things that we can do. And the incredible set of partners and mentors behind the scenes from all of our amazing partner companies, making sure that everything we needed to do to run this large scale event was possible. And so many people are here, and I'm sure we missed some, but I want to thank all of the companies here that work with us from time and just every time. That it's been always excellent working with all of you here, and we love how you come in together and make sure that 1,000+ people every time we do an event can get a perfect, wonderful, and educational experience and better themselves and change careers. So thank you so much to all of our partners. And last but not least, I want to give a big shout out to the ETHGlobal team. We've had some new members join. I want to give a big shout out to Wilbur, George, Chloe, Kevin, Ivan, Kevin K, Cree, Huichi, Anna, Moaz, Luke, Minnie, Emily, Andrew, and Jacob, who are behind the scenes making sure that everything that we want to accomplish actually does get accomplished. And without them, this would absolutely not be possible. And this is just one of the 18 events we're doing this year. So the year is about to get even crazier. All thanks to the hard work from everybody on this page. So before I stop talking, let's talk about all of our amazing finalists. We brought 12 teams on here, and we call them our finalists. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, ETHGlobal events are a little bit different. Our goal is to help you explore what could be possible and not really treat this as a competition. So we call them our finalists because we don't have a notion of first, second, third. And effectively, every team that presented here today came in first for this hackathon. So we have 12 first place winners here. And as part of being a finalist, in addition to all the prizes that you won, ETHGlobal will be giving 500 USDC per member to all 12 of these teams. And this year, we're doing something special. So in addition to the $500, we're going to add on a few more things and make it a little bit more exciting. So first up, in addition to all the prizes you won from our partners, from us, and the USDC, you will also be eligible to get $10,000 of AWS credits that are going to be available for you for the next 2 years, and this will go to every single team. If you are building on Web3.storage and you want to leverage more decentralized data, you will also get access to the Pro tier, letting you save over 100 gigabytes on the Filecoin ecosystem for free. And all of you will get access to that on a team basis. Every team will also get access to one Gorley ETH, which we know is now harder to find than Bigfoot. So congratulations to all teams here, and you'll be getting this delivered to you as well. On top of that, we're also offering a discount for Grid Plus hardware wallet. If you are interested in having a more secure access to your wallet and making that really isolated and not connected to the web, in lieu of all the hacks that we see from time to time, you can now get your own Grid Plus wallet, and get a large discount on this. And this applies to every single member. On top of that, if you have not yet been whitelisted to get your Lens protocol handle, you can now claim your Lens username on the network. And any member who still wants to do that and get to their usernames faster, you will be now able to get your username immediately. And Push Chat Alpha Access. So Push Protocol is launching a really amazing chat product. Some of you already tried working with it, but now you can get, and you will get whitelisted to see early access and get early access to the Push Protocol chat product. So congratulations to all of these team members and all of these amazing perks that we're going to apply to you. But wait, the last but not the least is we are, in addition to everything, going to be offering a $500 flight reimbursement to our next and our first in-person event this year, which is going to be in Tokyo. So if any of these finalists is planning on coming to Tokyo, they'll be able to get their flight costs reimbursed up to $500 from us. And this applies to every individual member and not team. So we're looking forward to meeting some of our amazing global community across the world. So to sum it all up, all these amazing things in addition to all the prizes you've won, and we're just getting started. So congratulations to all of these teams. And let's wrap up this live stream and Space Warp by doing what we do every time, which is this would not be an ETHGlobal event if we don't tell you what's up and coming next. So before we close off, our next hackathon is going to be scaling Ethereum. This is going to be all about what's possible with layer 2s and having a roll-up centric universe in the Web3 ecosystem. This event starts exactly 1 month from now. It goes from March 10th to 29th. And this will be our second edition of doing this event. So we can't wait to see what more amazing scalability and usability hacks that we get to see that make it possible for us to see more consumer adoption in Web3. So you can go to ethglobal.com/scaling to learn more and sign up for this event. And the first in-person event is going to be immediately after that, which is going to be ETHGlobal Tokyo in Tokyo City. We're going to have 1,000 of us join in person from our global ecosystem to meet and hack and learn and build really cool stuff in Tokyo. So you can check out ethglobal.com/Tokyo, sign up to attend. And of course, if you're a finalist, you get to show up guaranteed and also get your flight costs reimbursed. So all that is available now on ETHGlobal.com. These are just the first 2 events. We have a lot more that we've already talked about and publicized. So you can just head over to ETHGlobal.com and see the list of all the events, talks, workshops, projects, and everything else. So this officially wraps up FEM Space Warp Hackathon. Congratulations to all 1,000+ of you who participated and hundreds more that made this event possible behind the scenes. Please enjoy some lo-fi beats. And with that, I'm going to sign off and we'll see you all on our Discord. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.